offensive clothes, sleep in her own room. Nobody should share the room with her. And when she says, at this time, I don't want anybody to interrupt me, it must be like that. When you do contrary to what she tells you, my father told me that she used to hit me most of the times when I would try to use a force as a father. And she told me that one day she had to make me fall down, to the point that my father has got problem with his legs, because she did contrary to what her wanted. And the other time that she also experienced bad was she did something wrong. Then my father wanted to slap her. And when my father wanted to slap her, then he had to push my father onto the wall, because it was something that then they could not understand. But because at that time they would believe in witch doctors, then they had no access that they can go to prayers. But as time goes by, they used to ask pastors, is something wrong with my daughter? Then when you just know that they went to require from a certain pastor, that means that pastor plus my parents, all of them, they are in trouble. That means to make sure that she must do worse than she was doing before. Sometimes she can even ask my father that, go and call that pastor, I want that pastor to pray for me. I've got a problem in my stomach. But when that pastor comes, that means to beat the pastor together with my parents, then to tell them that this is to give you an example, that you don't enter in the offense that you have not been keys to enter into. So they experienced bad moments to the point that they just wished that I should die. That's what they told me. They said, we would just wish that this one should just die. Because sometimes you get sick almost for 1 week. At the hospital, they'll be just saying, we don't find the disease. Today, maybe they'll say, this is the problem. Tomorrow, the problem they'll share. That means, at that moment, you will spend maybe the money that you will receive for 3 months' salary. So at work, they'll be just cutting me money. By the end of the month, he has got nothing to spend on. So my parents used to tell me that we would just wish that maybe you die. And some witch doctors, they would tell her that, they would tell them that it is better that you should either bury her alive, or is either you should just sell her to the people who are looking for
adoption. The sangoma that wants the charms from parts, human parts. Sacrifice.
Yes, that's what they used to tell them, because of what they were passing through in the hand of my body. They went through a lot. Everybody at home has got his own part of story to complain what they went through at that moment. So it was like a hell to them.
I think it's clear here. And sometimes when the most important part is say the parents, they could go to the hospital and the hospital say we don't see any problem. But when you look with your eyes, you see that this man, this woman is suffering, and it just needs prayer for such sicknesses, because it's initiated by the kingdom of darkness. So have contact with the body was to use the body to bring confusion and trouble in the family. Now, so you are in the kingdom of darkness there, and Jezebel, you are growing up now. What was your assignment against the church, against believers, against the kingdom of God? What was your assignment and the strategies, the ways in which you penetrated in the lives of believers and the lives of the church?
Like what I said earlier on that Jezebel used to teach me a lot of things. But before I go straight to Papa's question, what he has asked me, you know, when I was there in the kingdom of darkness, Jezebel told me that I have got a special gift. The gift which Jezebel told me that I've got a special gift is every day I have a new information that it will benefit the kingdom of darkness. So I'll see in all department that brings strength to the kingdom of darkness. And every time I'll have something to share onto it that it will profit the kingdom of darkness. So she told me that I have got a special gift, that I'll just sit like this and I'll bring an information that it is very important to her at that time. So I could look, much of what I could do is I could look in all corners of the things that they are happening in the kingdom of darkness. If something is going wrong or something is going right, but much thing that I could deal with, the main issue that Jezebel left in my hand was the issue that deals with the spiritual things. What do I mean when I say issues that deal with spiritual things? I could look much on the group of ministers. That was the much point that I concentrated much. The issue that it deals with ministers in different groups, like I can just say the callings of the people. So I would look much on the callings of the people who are in the kingdom of darkness. That means I must see their strength at the very same moment as I'm studying their strength. I must trace myself into the spiritual world. I must see what makes the human beings, the created people, what makes them to be strengthened. I should just say the born-again Christians. So I'll look at, I don't know if should I call them born-again Christians also? Born-again what? Yeah. Born-again what, Papa? No, they're not born-again people. Okay, they're spiritual beings. They are spiritual servant. Something like that, okay. So I'll look at the servant of the devil himself, then I'll go and look, I should put it in this way. I'll go and look at the servant of God. So when I'll go into the world, I must make sure that, because I said earlier on that I was born with 6 eyes. That means what is happening at my back, the very same moment as I'm looking at this side, I know what is happening on my back. When I look this side also, I know what is happening this side and that side. So at the same moment, the whole environment, it will be on me. I will notice what is happening. So when the information has missed me about the servant of God, that means I must transform myself either in a man of God or a woman of God. I will study the behavior of men of God or men of God. As I said earlier on that he was teaching me about the life of Christians. Jezebel was teaching me at first the life of Christians, then he would teach me about the life of those servants that belong to the kingdom of darkness. So I will transform myself as a man of God. Then I'll make example of Papa, because I know if I can make example of Papa, I will not get angry with me. Rather than I use you. So I'll transform myself. When I transform myself, that I want to learn more about men of God. That means after transforming myself, I have to come. But I'll not come straight onto him. I must be a bit far from him. Why am I being a bit far from him? I need to study him much. That means when he is in the house with his wife, I'm supposed to be on the door. Why I'm on the door? I want to learn how he lives with his wife. That will be my first step. As I'm learning how he lives with his wife, the same time I'm learning how he lives with his children. When I learn this, when I have got the information of it on this part, I'll come now to church. When I'm coming to church, I will not behave as a pastor, because when I behave as a pastor, I'll be noticed usually. But I'll come in the church. But when I'm coming to that church, I must know how powerful is that environment. Because if that environment is powerful, that you cannot step onto it, I will know that if I will step in that environment, I will be in trouble. That means I'm not supposed to enter inside, but I'm supposed to be on top of that house. then I'll create a space that I must study him. How does he behave when he is on the pulpit? How does he behave when he is coming in his church? How does he behave when he is ministering? That means I'm monitoring him now. After that, what does he do in life? That means I'll monitor all those things. What manner of people are close to him? That means as I'm studying him, I'm also studying those people who are close unto him. So I will study how he chats with them. Why I'm studying all these things? I'm looking for a simple way to get to him. After studying all these things, then I will see, should I transform myself in a man of God? Should I transform myself as a sick person? Should I transform myself as a woman who is helpless? Should I transform myself as a small girl who is in need of help? Should I transform myself in nobody? So as I have studied him much, I know where to trap him. Then if I see that I can trap him, if I go to him that I'm in need of prayer, then I will go to him. I'll be crying. When I'll say my stomach, or whether I will say I've got this problem, or I'll go to him as a demonic possessed person, then I'll go on to him. I'll say, man of God, I'm in need of your prayer. I don't know what is happening to me, but just after eating, then I'll say, thank you, man of God, now my stomach is not paining me anymore. Then after reading him, when I go there, I've got all the information on my hand that I need. Then I'll transform myself to exactly who I am. Then I'll go. Then I'll look for the next target. Who is that one? A prophet. When I look what prophet loves much, what prophet desires much in life, when I study them very much, I say, okay, I need a specific information. Like much what I wanted is the secret that built prophet. Then if I am with apostle, I wanted the secret that builds apostle. Because in the kingdom of darkness, what we learn, what the devil teaches us, these people, they are all the men of God, or they are all the servants of the devil, but they've got different strength. They are all ministers, but they have got different strength. And there in the kingdom of darkness, you are taught to respect somebody's office. So when I want to study the prophets, if maybe the prophet has traveled the kingdom of darkness, now I want to study them. Or maybe the prophet in the kingdom of darkness, they are getting weaker than the prophet of God. That means I must go. I would risk myself for the sake of the kingdom of darkness. Because I was told the very first day, I was told that you love your kingdom, you must be there to protect it, and you must stand for it. So I'll go, I'll see what manner of prophet is this. Okay, I'll know big prophet. For you to meet big prophet, you desire to move from this level to this level. Because in this world, people, they are put in groups where there are big ones and small ones. They are the ones we say on the map, and other ones I believe they are not on the map. But it is different in the kingdom of darkness. When you have got a calling, you are respected on that calling. There is no one who is on top. There is no one who is down. There is no one who is major. There is no one who is majorless. So all are trained to be one. And they're trying to be the same. So I'll go for that prophet. As I go for that prophet, I see what makes that prophet to be strengthened. If it is prayer, then I must study. Which place does he go to pray to? That means when he is not at that prayer place, I must make sure that I must have my way to that place. Why am I going to his prayer place or her prayer room? I want to study what is inside that room. If there are angels who are making that person go straight, I must make sure that I must go there and tell the master, the devil, that you must equip these angels of ours, that they must go there and represent as the angels of light. So that in that way, I must have an access to that man of God. So when I study all those things, then I will understand that, okay, it is not angels, maybe that the revelation that he received. Then I say, how does he hear the voice? I was studying all those things. How does he hear the voice? Because people, they hear the voices different way. Because the way Papa can hear God speaking, maybe it may be different from you, how you people you hear God speaking. So I will study all these things.